It has been over 6 months since Salesforce first unveiled Agentforce, their shiny new AI platform that they claim will revolutionize the world of digital labor as we know it today. But what have they got to show for it so far, and does it meet people's expectations? Salesforce may have all of their chips on the table, but the odds might not be in their favor, and here's why. Speaking of Salesforce, you might not be utilizing the best of Salesforce's features when you really should. Well, good news! Now you can with our sponsor, Salesforce Foundations. Salesforce Foundations gives you access to more of Salesforce, and it's now easier than ever as you can get started with a connected Customer 360 by building their foundational apps into your CRM at no additional cost. Yes, that's right, for free. Get access to Salesforce deal management, service case resolution tools, marketing email campaigns, commerce storefront, and more with this free add-on today. And if you want more info or just need a bit more convincing, check out the demo at www.salesforceben.com/foundations. You'll also find this at the top of the description. Since its official announcement at Salesforce's flagship conference Dreamforce last year, Agentforce has developed fast. At the end of 2024, Salesforce announced that Agentforce had a new version, cleverly named Agentforce 2.0. This new update gave the platform new reasoning, integration, and customization features to supercharge Salesforce's flagship AI. Then, early last month, Salesforce unveiled Agentforce 2DX, a new and further improved flagship offering. This latest update was the current version that gives Agentforce the ability to operate autonomously in the background of any business process. As we covered in our previous video on the digital labor shortage, which you can catch here if you missed it, it's evident that from this year's Trailblazer DX keynote that Salesforce hopes Agentforce is going to have a transformative effect on the world, providing the digital labor necessary to solve an alleged labor shortage. Of course, as we know, this becomes especially important when it's likely that there is no current labor shortage, and Salesforce is likely eager to not solve an existing problem necessarily, but counter one before it starts. Although it has only been half a year since Agentforce has been in the world, and although the tone of this video might be a little negative, it would be wrong not to shout about the good that Agentforce has done so far. In fact, Salesforce claims that they have closed 5,000 Agentforce deals since October, and yes, it is still early days, but the impact is already being felt. Organizations that are already utilizing Agentforce include RBC Wealth Management, Magnity, and Nebula Consulting, and more are popping up by the day. However, like with any new technology still in its relative infancy, there are always bound to be drawbacks, and those drawbacks are just as important to consider as the benefits. The most common complaints about Agentforce fall into 3 categories: the consistency and accuracy of its work, its pricing, and the current lack of desirable features. With any AI technology, especially if it's something as complex as agents, hallucinations are something to be considered and almost expected in the early stages of building and testing. According to IBM, an AI hallucination occurs wherein a large language model, LLM, often a generative AI chatbot or computer vision tool, perceives patterns or objects that are non-existent or imperceptible to human observers, creating outputs that are nonsensical or altogether inaccurate. Hallucinations are just one of the symptoms of prompt-based AI work, alongside general inaccuracies of the AI technology, like an agent not understanding what you're asking of it. This is something that Dominic DeFazio, the CEO and founder of Salescraft, has experienced with his work with agents so far. Dominic, whose company has built a beta agent for a large debt relief company, created an agent for the company's website to qualify new inbound leads. The main limitation that they were concerned about was the inability for the agent to be consistent in following through on its qualification process, he said. However, we got around that limitation by writing really good instructions. The art of prompt writing is not an easy feat, and it's something that is vital to get right if any AI agent is going to successfully understand what is being asked and perform tasks. If you don't get that bit right, you can forget having a successful AI system. That's how important it is. Agentforce's pricing is perhaps the most discussed challenge that the platform currently faces, and it's something that we've covered in a video or two in the past. It's mainly due to confusion surrounding it and professionals finding it just too expensive. Andrew Ehrman, an independent Salesforce consultant, said that the usage-based pricing model that Salesforce has elected to roll with might seem good on the surface, but it's likely to cause more harm than good down the line. He said, Salesforce's pay-as-you-go pricing sounds good, until you realize usage-based models often result in bigger bills, less transparency, and more risk for customers. When you can't easily track AI token usage in real time, costs can spiral, especially if your bots run amok. The pricing shift may look flexible on paper, but it mostly benefits Salesforce's bottom line. This high cost, as many professionals have also pointed out, needs to be addressed into relation to smaller businesses and non-profits, as they are often more likely to have smaller budgets that won't be able to touch what Agentforce requires. It's something that Mohammed Jawad, a freelance Salesforce business analyst, agrees with wholeheartedly. He suggested that instead of the current usage-based model, Salesforce could offer tiers based on functionality, meaning that businesses wouldn't have to pay for what they don't use. Essentially, clear, predictable pricing would encourage more small businesses to adopt Agentforce. Lastly, one of the last complaint focus areas for Agentforce is what features it does or doesn't have. For example, Dominic lamented over the fact that Agentforce's instruction UI isn't the most functional, as you can add multiple instruction inputs to your agent in a completely wild order, and this makes things difficult to navigate down the line. The issue with that is that the agent won't read the instructions in the consistent order, he said. He suggested that it should be the same as having a single Apex trigger with a handler class instead, saying the same kind of logic applies to the UI with agents, and I don't think that the current UI is supporting that process. Dominic also mentioned that the customers he had recently been working for did not go ahead with an agent in the end, due to Agentforce's lack of voice capabilities. Salesforce has hinted that this is coming full scale soon though, so that would be definitely something to look forward to. Agentforce is undoubtedly a force to be reckoned with, and the potential it has to create a lasting mark on the world of tech as we know it is immense. However, if the platform is to get to these heights, then Salesforce needs to be aware of what Agentforce's users are saying, and what needs to change to make using it as efficient as possible. Salesforce may have closed 5,000 agent deals since October, but over 3,000 of them were paid deals, which means that we might not have the clearest picture yet of how well the product is actually selling. When it comes down to the other two main complaint focuses, professionals can make use of Salesforce's free AI certifications in order to get better at prompt engineering and remain vocal about changes/additions to Agentforce features both online and at events. A mixture of ecosystem involvement and Salesforce support will be needed to get Agentforce where it needs to be. But the good news is this is certainly not an impossible task.